Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and today I took a field trip down the road to Walter's Gardens, which is a wholesale perennial grower here in the Zeeland, Michigan area, and they're actually the home of the Proven Winners perennial line. So today we're going to go ahead and take a walk through the garden. I'm going to show you a lot of beautiful new perennials that are in bloom right now. Many of what you're seeing you'll be able to find on our website, gardencrossings.com, and we will ship them directly to your door. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the beautiful perennials that are now blooming. In front of me here is their newest perennial bed that was planted last fall. And there are so many beautiful things right now. And a lot of these are new varieties for 2024 and 2025. So let's go ahead and kind of take a walk through this garden and see the various plants that are currently blooming. The first one here in front of us, this is the Nepeta Cat's Pajamas, a very compact Nepeta. I think 10 to 14 inches tall is about all it gets at maturity. Nice low growing, and the thing is, because it's so compact, you'll notice that it's not really splitting open where some of the older varieties, taller varieties of Nepeta would do that. Nepeta is very long blooming. If it stops blooming, just give it a light trim and it'll be back in business with flowers in just no time. They also have some Mangaves out in this garden. This one here is Mangave Niagara Falls. I don't know a lot about Mangaves. I do know that they are an annual here in our Zone 6 area, but even so, beautiful presence in the garden, even if you're just enjoying them for one season. The next is a new variety of penstemon. This is called Pink Pearls. Look at these beautiful plants. These plants look like they're about 14 inches tall and about 14 inches wide, so fairly compact habit. There's 5 of them planted here. Beautiful pink tubular flowers, something the hummingbirds and butterflies I'm sure would enjoy in the garden. Right now I am noticing some pollinating bees, so also a great plant for the pollinators. The next grouping is Heuchera Evening Gown. Beautiful dark foliage, ruffled edges, a little bit of a glossiness to it, some purple undertones. These plants right now currently in the garden, they're about 12 inches tall and about 14 to 16 inches wide. Another planting here of Cat's Pajamas, because I guess you can just never have too much of the Nepeta, especially when it blooms all summer long. It's nice to have some of those plants in the garden where you just know you can consistently see color throughout the season. A few more little Mangaves. This is Mangave Pineapple Smoothie, I believe. Kind of a cute little one. Planted next to more of the penstemon, this is the Rose Rhinestone. A little bit more reddish to the pink color here of these penstemon. Again, these are only about 18, maybe 20 inches tall by about 18 to 20 inches wide. And these two, I believe, are a long blooming perennial. When they stop blooming, just give them a light trim and they'll be back blooming in no time. Again, the tubular flowers lined up and down the stem. Really a beautiful, bright splash of color in this garden. Sedum Pop Stars not blooming right now, but you can see the beautiful mounding habit, kind of a bluish foliage to it, and sprinkled amongst those sedum are more Mangave. They don't have the name tag in there, so I'm not sure which varieties those specifically are, but they do look really pretty, kind of nestled among the sedum. A beautiful lemony colored Nepeta with purple flowers. I believe the name will be coming up here in just a moment. This is Nepeta Lemon Perfection. Beautiful chartreuse green foliage with the purple flowers. I'm not familiar with this particular variety, so this might be something coming out, but I'm loving that chartreuse foliage and the purple flowers. Very, very contrasting, and I love how chartreuse really does pop in the garden. There's some corabels there. That's the Peachberry Ice corabel you're seeing. Beautiful peachy foliage, kind of a peachy orange hue to it. These are very small specimens. Peachberry Ice can get pretty big, but these are just newly planted, so don't have a ton of size to them. And speaking of newly planted, as I mentioned, this is a new garden, so most of the plants in here have only been in here for not even a year yet. So the size we're seeing is based off of new plantings in a new garden, maybe not the full size of what the specimen will get after years of being in the garden. Some more Nepeta there, cat's pajamas. Looks like we'll have some hibiscus to enjoy later on this season, some Gara, some grasses as they continue to grow. Right now it is mid-May, to give you kind of a time frame here in Michigan, mid-May, what the plants are currently looking like. More little mounds of sedum. This is sedum Bright Ideas, which will get yellow flowers on it. And the thing that's really pretty with these is they've got nice red stems. So even when they're not flowering, the foliage is quite interesting. Behind it, the mounds you're seeing are Achillea or Yarrow, which will be blooming a little bit later this summer. Some more Mangave here. This is Mangave Totally Obsessed. This one is crazy. Look at that. It almost looks like somebody spilled some paint in there or cut themselves on it, which is entirely possible. These things are very sharp. That's really beautiful coloration. Making our way around the corner, we've got some white Dicentra here. Dicentra white diamonds. We've talked about pink diamonds in the past, and these are super small plants, but really pretty white flowers. And we love how the pink diamonds blooms all summer in the full sun. The white diamonds is surely going to do that same thing. The black foliage you're seeing there isn't flowering yet, but that's a Euchemis Purple Rain. Great foliage. Flowers will be coming later this summer. The silver lining Artemisia is soon becoming a favorite. A great foliage plant. Nice silver, heavily serrated foliage. Creates nice little pops, mounds out in the garden like that. Looks great with the blacks. It really kind of draws the attention. All right, so this beautiful white plant, I am not seeing a tag right now in here, but beautiful white early season color with silver foliage. Looks really nice with that rock. Kind of a great plant for in a rock garden. Some more of the Heuchera Evening Gown with that dark purpley black foliage, glossy, heavily ruffled. Penstemon. Nice dark foliage as well. This will probably be blooming in a few weeks. This is the Midnight Masquerade. These currently are standing about 24 inches tall. Dark foliage. They're going to get some really beautiful pink flowers on them once they start blooming. Love it. You can tell they love cat's pajamas here in this garden, because here's another planting of it. Looks like about every 10 or 15 foot we're getting a little splash of that cat's pajamas. Continuing as we go, we've got some more of the sedum Bright Ideas mixed in with some more Mangaves. Not sure again which variety. Actually I do, I see a tag. This is Mangave Thunderbird. Really pretty. Nepeta, cat's pajamas. And in the background there is sedum Back in Black, which has got really beautiful black foliage. That's more of a fall bloomer, so that will be putting on a show in later garden tours. So we will be visiting this garden plenty of times throughout the summer, so you can see how it transitions from month to month and how the various colors shine in their time. We've got a bunch of Delosperma here, dancing embers. I'm going to show you more up ahead where it's a little bit more open, with a purple Profusion Salvia dancing there in the back. Some Stand By Me, purple Clematis. Love how they're just blowing in the breeze, creating so much motion. So there's kind of a mass planting in here right now with Stand By Me Clematis and that purple Profusion. Here's a better picture of the Razzle Dazzle Delosperma. Look at that beautiful bright reddish magenta flowers. A great ground cover, drought tolerant, very low growing. And I love again how they're showing it with the rocks, because this is a great plant for rock gardens. In the back there is Salvia, and it's a new one I think called Dark Sky. Much bigger flowers and longer stems. Different looking. There's a Stilby Dark Side of the Moon, which is the dark foliage we're seeing here in this garden. Really stunning. And again, anyone guess what this is? Of course, it's Nepeta Cat's Pajamas. Some more Mengaves. This is Mengave Bad Hair Day. I would say so. Kind of another one of those unique looking Mengaves. I love how it's blowing in the breeze. So much interesting texture and color as well. Wild Rose Heuchera. Really beautiful, kind of a pinky purple color. Get it from the right angle so you can really just see how beautiful the coloration there is of that wild rose. Tucked in the back of this garden, you're seeing little splashes of blue dancing in the breeze, and that is the String Theory Amsonia, which has got really pretty periwinkle blue blooms this time of year. And in the fall, it gets kind of a orangish yellow foliage, so really pretty fall color. Cat's Pajamas. And over here on the end is more Delosperma. So we have 4 different colors of the Delosperma. This one here is Orchid Flash, beautiful purple color. Love it. And as we take the corner here, we've got Pink Radiance, beautiful. Look at that. I think it's really pretty how this Pink Radiance is planted with this silver lining Artemisia. That purple and the pinkish color and that silver is really stunning together. We are going to head over to the next Proven Winter Garden bed, which is a more mature bed that's been here for several years, and take a look at what is blooming in this more mature bed. In this bed, we're going to definitely see more mature specimens and things that are blooming at their natural time for where we're at in the season. Some of the plants in that new bed may have been planted recently and have come from the greenhouse, so maybe don't have the actual bloom time quite correct on them, but I'm not sure. But here we've got some Paint the Town Fuchsia Dianthus. We love the Paint the Town series of Dianthus. Low growing, loads of blooms, and repeats blooms throughout the summer. These are some mature specimens of the Bright Idea sedum. Looking nice. That again is the one with the yellow flowers with the red leaves. Some funky Fuchsia Dianthus, really large flowers on there with kind of a bluish green foliage. Some more of the Dancing Embers Delosperma, and you can see this is a low growing ground cover that spreads. Really pretty. Some more Peachberry Ice Heuchera or Corabelles. Beautiful peach color, and I think the sun is just perfect today to just really bring out a lot of the colors in these plants. Planted behind it is the Perfect Perfusion Salvia, a very, very light ice blue purple flower spike. These are just starting to bloom. They're about 20 inches tall or so in the garden. More Heuchera showing off color. This is the Cherry Truffles, part of the Dolce series. You can see a lot of that beautiful red coming through in the video today. The Baptisia are showing up really good, just starting to bloom. Not quite at peak yet, but we're definitely going to be able to see some of the Baptisia as we're doing today's tour. Some more of the Salvia. This one here, it's got purple and white mixed in. I'm not seeing the tag, and the name is like at the tip of my tongue, but I don't have it. So I'll pop up on the screen the name of this particular salvia. Really pretty. In the back behind it, we've got the Baptisia blooming. This is the Pink Truffles, just starting to show a little bit of color there. Look at all those beautiful flower spikes. This is going to be a mass of color probably next week when it hits its prime bloom. Some more Stand By Me Clematis flowering right now with their beautiful cup-shaped purple blooms. This is a non-clinging clematis, so you can see how they have it planted here in a short obelisk, and that's just to keep the plant upright. This can also be done if you plant it next to other plants that will kind of hold it upright. A few of the classic coral Dianthus. pretty coral color blooms, very fragrant and really large flowers. Spearmint corabelles with their green foliage and beautiful red flowers that bloom all summer. This is a treat for the hummingbirds. More beautiful Paint the Town series dianthus. This is Paint the Town magenta. And just look at that massive color. Little younger plant, but Paint the Town fuchsia. The chartreuse grass in the background is the Pennisetum lemon squeeze. And I love that yellow foliage because it really pops in the garden. You can see it blowing in the breeze, and maybe, hopefully we're not hearing the breeze noise in the mic too bad, but it is quite windy out here right now. Some more salvia. This is the crystal blue salvia. Light blue in color, really pretty. Dancing in the breeze behind it is the string theory Amsonia. Nice ice blue flowers. This one gets great fall foliage as well. Dianthus Paint the Town red. You really can't go wrong with any of the dianthus in the Paint the Town series. They're just all so stunning and fragrant too. They're part of the pinks family or carnation family, and in my opinion they give off a really nice kind of a cinnamon type of a scent. Dianthus maraschino. These look like they were fairly recently planted. They're not very big. You can see that ice blue, almost gray foliage with a bright red blooms. A few more heuchera evening gown. These are more mature specimens, and they're planted next to the Heaven Sent Jacob's Ladder. These are done blooming now. These were blooming earlier in the video I did. We're going to take a turn a minute and see the other side of the garden. Making our way around the bed, we have some more of that Artemisia silver lining, and these are really nice mature specimens of it. And I just love how that plant looks here in the landscape. Behind it is planted more of that Astilbe dark side of the moon. You can see the beautiful dark foliage right now, pairing really beautifully with that silver. Quite a nice contrast in my opinion. Monarda is starting to come up. Not a lot of flowers, well actually no flowers, but yeah, we can see the foliage. So this is, I think, is a good point to kind of take a look of the garden, just to kind of give an overview of what it currently is looking like. Lots of pokes of color, but this is going to change week to week, month to month. As you know, if you're a gardener, your garden transitions and looks beautiful each in its own right, in its own time to shine. Continuing on, we see some beautiful white spikes of color there. This is Snow Kiss. Oh, look at the pollinators on there. Salvia Snow Kiss. So it's white, and there's just a little hue of pinkish purple coming through. That plant is almost, probably 24 to 30 inches tall. Some more sedum there. A lot more salvia. Salvia pink perfusion. That ain't purple, that's pink. Salvia pink perfusion. These little guys up front. And behind it is planted the salvia back to the fuchsia. So you can kind of see the size comparison there between the perfusion series and the back to the fuchsia. In the background there, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit, is Baptisia vanilla cream. Beautiful creamy white flower spikes, just dancing in the breeze. More of the orchid flash Delosperma. This is quite a nice little pink area. All things pink. Paint the Town Fancy dianthus just starting to bloom with its magenta blooms. Pink Radiance Delosperma just starting. Some more of the Stand By Me clematis. This is Stand By Me lavender, which is just a little bit lighter than the Stand By Me purple. Really pretty. Did anybody say Delosperma? Holy cow. How can you deny the beauty of that plant? So much intense color, almost as much as the dianthus we're seeing This is Neon Flame. A few of the purple profusion salvia planted behind it with some more Neon Flame. Razzle Dazzle Delosperma. Just a few flowers remaining here on the creeping phlox. And Nepeta. This is a Nepeta Cat's Meow. You can see how much bigger Cat's Meow is in Cat's Pajamas. Cat's Meow in this garden right now is almost 24 inches tall. So quite a large plant when you're comparing it to the Cat's Pajamas. In the background there is the Lemon Meringue Baptisia. And I think Lemon Meringue is probably my favorite in the Baptisias. I just love that beautiful yellow color. Here's Pink Lemonade Baptisia. Also very pale yellow, but as the flowers age, they turn to pink. So that's where you're getting that name, Pink Lemonade. The Baptisias are about 3 foot tall or so. There's some deluxe in the series as well, and they get just a little bit taller. But on average, I would say they're all about 3 foot or so tall. Here is a Baptisia Cherries Jubilee, which I would say is probably the furthest along. Beautiful cherry red flowers, a little bit of yellow in there. A very, very large specimen here. A great looking plant. When these plants are done flowering, they'll leave some seed pods behind, which are interesting looking, and then they're nice green foliage. So they almost look like a shrub in the sense of just a big foliagey bush when they're done flowering. Some more salvia. This is Pink Dawn. Pink Dawn has a little bit bigger flowers than some of the other salvias that we've seen today. Beautiful pink colors. And in the background there is a little bit of phlox starting to open. The opening act phlox, I believe. Don't have a stake, so I'm not sure the exact color of that particular one. Oh, look at those beauties in the background. That is a new variety for 2025. I'm going to probably say the name wrong. I'm just going to put it on the screen. Safer that way. But look at those beautiful cotton candy pink flowers just dancing in the breeze. In the background, some more Baptisia, Blueberry Sundae. Here are some of the Penstemon Rose rhinestones. A little bit of creeping phlox still showing some color. And some more Penstemon. So these have been in the garden obviously longer than when we first started off the other garden bed. And this is a pretty good mature size when you're thinking about this plant. What's it going to look at maturity? This is definitely a good indicator of what you're going to see. So this was just kind of a quick or not so quick walk through the Proven Winners garden here at Walters Gardens, showcasing the current Proven Winner perennials that are currently in bloom here in May. A lot of color, a lot of beauty. I'd love to know which is your favorite. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. If you're new to our station, we'd love you to subscribe. And as always, if there's anything you're looking for, you can head to our website, gardencrossings.com, and we'll ship them directly to your door. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.